Yes, y'all. You know what it is. It's them kids and wives and 925s, but we are still married to the games. Episode 291. Woo-wee.
Yes, sir.
It's your boy Gabe Patillo with Tim Router, Ed Placencia, and Chris McCracken, of course. And as always, we are talking games and life and games. Thank you guys so much for being here. It means a lot. We appreciate it. We'd be nothing without y'all. We just be four guys talking about video games to each other, which is what we do when y'all are not listening.
Right. I mean, which is fine and all, but it's so much more fun with more people.
That's right. That's right. Let's see who we start with. Let's start with Christopher this time.
All right. Well, this will be quick.
Exactly.
I don't have much going on this past week. Work's been the same way. I think I had mentioned last week that we had this project that was supposed to be being shot at the end of this month, so we started scrambling.
Yes, people definitely let us know that you've been talking about shooting people a lot.
Yes.
You've been talking about shooting at least a lot lately.
Well, it's going to continue. I'm going to be shooting all the time. Mm-hmm. That's what I do for a living.
He does mean his cameras. He means cameras.
Yes. Yes. He's not going to jail, people. He's not a criminal. Yes. He's good.
That's right. He's not an FBI agent.
We've checked him out before he was able to come on the podcast. He had his background check, so we're good to go.
That's right.
Or so you think.
Or so I think.
Exactly. He gave us a dummy social security number.
That's right.
But anyways, that project was... it was going to be a big one, but it got pushed out towards the end of June now. So, which is a good thing because it gives us more time to get everything all set. Because we were kind of running up against the gun just based on other things. So since that has happened, though, all it means is that all the other stuff, we have now more time to do all the post work on previous projects we've shot. And it's just not much to update on that. So work's been going the same way. Stacy came home on Monday.
Hey,
so she's now back in the house.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
I think she's here for a pretty good stint before she has to go out again. And even when she starts with her new role, her trips won't be nearly as long. So she may have a few little one-offs here and there, but I think her next extended trip, which will probably only be like a week and a half or something like that, I think isn't until sometime in the fall, at least currently. It's always kind of fluid and could shift. But for the time being, she's back home and things are getting back to normal. We're still doing the dog sitting. Katie and Kale, I think they come home from their honeymoon this Saturday or Sunday, but I'm not even 100% on that. I mean, I know it's soon, but everything's going fine here. So, I mean, it's not a big deal to where it's like, oh my gosh, when is this going to happen?
Have you heard from them, or are they Instagramming or anything while they've been gone? Have you been?
Yeah, just we have a group text thing that is going on that we just always will message each other in, and they'll send us little updates like pictures and kind of maybe something that they did that day. But that's pretty much it. It's been very light. I mean, they're up when we're asleep and we're asleep when they're up.
That's
so
right.
It's kind of a back and forth kind of thing. But it's been cool to see little updates and little pictures of where they went. They've been to Hobbiton and a bunch of other different things out there in New Zealand. I mean, there's pretty much nothing you can do in New Zealand that's not awesome. Right. So, I mean, they're just going and going, and I don't want to bug them. I'd rather just wait till they get back and, hey, tell us all about it kind of thing. I want them to make sure they're really just living it up and doing everything that they want to do.
Nice.
I did have a photo job on Sunday. I haven't had one in a while. It was a senior portrait shoot with me and my partner that we do photography stuff with. That went really well. It's always fun when you do, well, pretty much with any photo shoot, it's great when the subject matter is kind of into it, or you can relax them enough to where they can get into it. It's the ones that just like, I don't smile, my smile's awkward, and the whole thing, they just don't want to be there. That's when it always kind of sucks. And it kind of can be that way, you know, teenagers. You kind of have it. I always go in thinking, oh man, is this going to be bad? Because, you know, teenagers can have attitudes and not want to do it and yada. No. And so a lot of times their parents are the ones putting them up to it. It's not like that they want to do it. But this was totally her thing. She had all these ideas that she wanted to do, which is great. And then she was totally receptive to the ideas that we brought. So it was a lot of fun. It's always good to have a photo session like that where everybody's into it, because it just makes it go by so fast and you just have a lot of fun with it.
Do you take a speaker with you?
Did I take a sneaker with me?
Do you
What'd you say?
Do you take a speaker with you? I always
like for music?
Yeah.
No. I I mean, I've never done that in the past.
I always feel like when people like in those cases when people are uncomfortable, I always feel like music helps.
Yeah. He starts hitting. All right, you're a tiger. You're a tiger. Give me the love. Come on.
You're a narcoleptic tiger.
Gabe starts playing Barry White and is like, "Are you more comfortable now?"
Exactly. The mom's like, "I'm not."
I mean, I'm sure it's different. I mean, I'm not going to discount that idea. That's at least something worth trying. But my experience, granted, I've not tried music before, but in my experience, the only thing when a person's uncomfortable and they're awkward or they're feeling really shy or they're not, not a lot of self-confidence or whatever, the best thing to do is just constantly make sure that you're showing them the images you're taking afterwards. Because once they are happy with it and they're like, oh my gosh, that actually looks really great. Because if they're not a photographer, they just see, they just don't understand. They don't know that, hey, like we can absolutely make this. Doesn't have to be like, the pictures your friends take with their phones or you take with your phone all the time. It's like, we can make this look really good and we can make this interesting and we can make this fun and you can get into it. And that's how you always break down that wall, or that's how I've always broken it down. And only a few times has it ever been where like, oh my gosh, nothing I'm doing is working. Usually I can get them comfortable. And
that's great, man. That's
but
actually
no,
really
I've never
smart.
even thought of the music
Yeah,
thing.
we've been in a couple instances where like Toby's doing a video shoot or photo shoot, or we're doing a video. I remember when we were shooting for, I think it was I don't remember what song it was, but we were shooting out in LA and it was kind of like one of our first times doing it with a big production, and there was people doing our makeup and everything. And so they've put on music in the past. In both instances, there was music, and it kind of like, just helped the mojo a little bit, especially when Toby was shooting, because it's like, kind of like, oh, you might love that song that's on or whatever. And so it just kind of, it brings out a different thing. And then like for us getting our makeup done, I'd never gotten my makeup done in that way before. So you're like sitting there with strangers and they just had like music going and it was just really dope. And you kind of talk about the music as it's going and it kind of loosened everybody up.
And not Toby's music, right?
No. It was like top 40.
So weird.
Yeah, that would be weird.
I remember when I had my senior pictures done, the guy had said, bring in your favorite CDs or whatever to listen to while we take
that's
them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you were blasting Weird Al the whole time?
Exactly.
Yep.
That's why they're so amazing.
That's funny.
That's why those are amazing pictures. I love
that. Right.
That's funny.
Well, we typically, especially on the senior stuff, we have them bring in different, a lot of people bring in like outfit changes and stuff, but we usually have them bring stuff that they're interested in or hobbies they have or stuff that kind of helps tell the story of stuff that they're into and things. So usually that combined with getting them comfortable and showing them that, hey, these images look pretty good and you look great. Those things combined usually is what kind of loosens the people up.
Sure.
So,
Bringing
a little speaker, that's a good idea. I wouldn't mind. I have a couple little Bluetooth speakers. I wouldn't be hard to bring around at all.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good idea to
man.
throw in the old arsenal bag.
There you go.
Yep. Yeah, especially if it gets really just kind of, I don't know what's going on with that end. That usually help. Will probably help.
Yeah, luckily that I can only recall like one time where it was ever the entire time was like this person's just not
pulling
getting comfortable.
teeth.
And, is what it is,
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, usually we're able to break that wall down and get the fun juices flowing and everything. So
what have you been playing?
On the playing games front, the only thing that I've played is Far Cry 5. I finished the campaign.
Hey,
yes,
nice.
All right, man.
And I have to
Chris.
back up a little bit and apologize to some extent. Last week, I believe I had said like, "Oh my gosh, this trophy list is ridiculous." Well, I took another look at it, and it actually is not that ridiculous at all.
So you're going for? Are you going for it too?
Well, yes and no. The thing is that just by beating the campaign, which is not 100%ing the game,
right?
There's still a lot of side missions and things I haven't finished, and even some story missions I haven't finished. But I think I was maybe 67% through with the trophies. So I was like, okay, well, I'm really not that far. So that's just
straight main missioning it, and a few side missions or no side missions.
No, I was doing a little bit of everything. I think at the end of when I finished John Seeds, there was one story mission I realized I hadn't done, which, and once you go and unlock, and once I complete it, because I still haven't, maybe it unlocks yet another one, I'm not sure. And then in Faith's area, I think I did every, air quotes here, story mission, because really the story is not super tied to the missions themselves. You do learn things about the story, but they're kind of just based on the XP that you earn, and then a story arc kind of shows up. And then in Jacob's Seeds, I think I did all the story missions in that one. And then I would just filter in like the prepper missions and the other side quests throughout to make sure that I had enough XP to trigger the different story arcs.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is, or the only thing that I have left is 3 trophies. And the issue is coming in with one of them in particular. The one thing that just kind of always sucks is there's multiplayer trophies, or the multiplayer area of the game is in this section called the arcade. Mm-hmm. And they have solo, co-op, and competitive multiplayer stuff all inside of arcade. So there's trophies tied to solo / co-op, and there's stuff tied to the actual multiplayer side. The issues are there's a couple parts to it. One, as I've kind of mentioned early on, like I don't feel like Far Cry handles particularly great. Now, again, I got used to it and it was fine, but in a multiplayer setting, it just feels very off to me. It does not feel very good at all. Mm. And most of the maps are user created because there's a level generator in there. So, like a Mario Maker thing where people can make their own and they submit them and then people can play them. There's definitely ones that Ubisoft made inside of there. And there's ones that, if they have really good ratings, they'll go to a featured area. So there's ways to kind of find the cream of the crop, if you will, but there's a lot of just trash in there that you have to go through. And on the multiplayer side, the competitive like PvP side specifically, there's one trophy called Arcade Competitor. And in order to earn this trophy, you have to play 10 different featured maps and you have to win on them.
Oh, wow.
So that doesn't sound too ridiculous. The problem comes in, number one, just in general, when you're playing multiplayer, it's taken out of your hands. You have to have a decent team. So you've got to be teamed up with people that halfway know what they're doing at least, so that hopefully your team can win. Which again, not the end of the world. It can go back and forth, so you can finally get there. The biggest issue with the trophy is that it requires it to be featured maps.
Oh.
But the only way there's not a featured playlist. It's just multiplayer, and then it throws you in there, and they have a map voter to where you like vote on which map you're going to play. But as far as I can tell, there's no way to tell if the chosen maps that they throw up there are featured or not. And when it brings up the map little load screen, there's no way to tell if it's featured. The only way I can tell that you can tell if it's featured when it's your turn to vote, which I think the timer's something ridiculous, like 10 seconds. You can hit square to go to filter, tab down to where you can change part of your filters and change it to featured. And then you know that all the maps that show up at that point for you are featured maps, but the odds of other people all voting for that map, because there's these default ones that show up and one of those might not be featured. So it's just it's like a crapshoot. You could play all night and not play a single featured map. And it's like, and the fact that the multiplayer itself is just not super enjoyable, it's like, I just don't know that this in particular is going to be worth it. The other arcade trophy that I have left is you have to get 100 kills inside of competitive multiplayer, which just over natural time of playing the game, that will happen. So even though 100 is a big number, maybe a couple of nights worth of playing, you could probably hit that just by going through it. Nice. It's this trophy in particular that's problematic. And with God of War around the corner and the new Overwatch expansion, or I don't want to say expansion really, but the new event just dropped and I haven't jumped into that yet. And I feel like, especially with Stacy back in town and we like to play together, I feel like that's going to be something I kick into and just kind of stay in there for a while. I just don't know if I'm going to end up going back. And right now is the time to do it because the game's kind of still in its height of its popularity because it's still new. As time goes by, the multiplayer area is just going to go less and less because less people are going to be playing around in it. So the time to try to get that trophy is now, but I'm losing my motivation to want to stay in there grinding for something that's really not that enjoyable. So the third trophy that I have is just the one where you've got to play 3 campaign missions co-op. And you can, from what I understand, like you can take down an outpost or whatever. And when you beat the game world kind of resets a little bit so that you can reset the outpost so that you can still get your trophies or whatever you need. So that's awesome that they did it that way to where there's technically no trophy that you're locked out of if you don't get it along the way. So that's nice.
Yeah, Gabe, you and I did that in 4.
Mm-hmm.
You helped me get that platinum. So that was, man, that's crazy.
So we'll see. I mean, I'm going to mess around with it a little bit more this week, but if I can't figure out a way or some way to get it this week. I don't know that it's going to happen, and then I'm probably just going to end up walking away from it. But I enjoyed the story. I wish I even throw it on our Discord. I was like, hey, does anybody want to talk about the ending of Far Cry 5? And it seems like nobody's beaten it yet. So I'm very interested to see what other people's reactions are, because it went away that I did not expect. So
okay.
I'm like, I don't really know what I think about this. I don't know if I like this or not.
Interesting.
So I really want to chat with somebody about it, but nobody's beaten it yet. So we'll have to wait and see. But I'm interested to see what you guys in particular think about it whenever y'all play it. And then Gabe, if you ever end up getting around to it as well, I'll be curious to see what you think as well.
Yeah, man.
That's pretty much it for me, man.
Well, man, let's do that multiplayer later on, because I know you're going to move on and I will still be playing Far Cry 5. So when I'm at that point, I'll hit you up and maybe we can do it together.
Yeah, man. Hit me up. Let me know.
Let's do that.
I'll give it a shot.
Nice. Eduardo.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What's going on with you?
Not too much. My eyes are still sleepy. I can't stop rubbing them.
I know that's right.
I look like a toddler.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's the age-old sign of I need to go to bed.
Right.
So
let's
funny.
see. Last week, after we finished recording, the next day I flew out to San Francisco to do another round of VO classes in Sausalito, and had just another really, really nice weekend. I was talking to a few people that were out there just about how kind of the first time that I went out there with, when I went out there with Tim, we just like walked all over the place and just kind of like did everything in the city.
Mm-hmm.
And now when I go out, I stop by the city, hit up Wrecking Ball Coffee, and immediately just go to Sausalito and chill there. And
I know that's right.
It's perfect.
Bypass the city altogether anymore. And it's really nice. Our buddy Jeremy, who I've gone to a lot of classes with him now, and he started listening to the podcast after a couple. He was there in this class again, so it was good to see Jeremy
really
again.
Cool.
And another guy that was in the class, I wore my London Spitfire shirt, and he just kind of Overwatch, huh? Kind of a thing. So it was just kind of nice to make that little connection. And just had a really nice weekend. Got to see some friends while I was out there and just chill and hang out. And a quick weekend and a very, just a lot filling up my brain. Took a lot of classes while I was out there. So it was just kind of my head felt full afterwards, but in a good way. Kind of like when you eat too many tacos. It's like, but it was so worth it, kind of a thing. So it was really, really good.
It's great, man.
A really nice trip. Yeah, it was really good. Didn't game a whole lot until I came back. Then jumped back into Far Cry. Finished up the southwest portion. Just hopped into Faith's portion, which Chris had said was he really enjoyed Faith's area, and it is really cool. I like how it's different. I didn't expect it to be different. But yeah, it's just a neat little area there. Enjoying watching Tim's morning crew playthroughs.
Nice.
Watching him put down his controller and accidentally shoot allies in the face with an arrow.
That was absolutely hilarious. I set it down for a second. I can't remember what it was. And it just hit the trigger and I popped him right in the head. I was like, as I'm ready to talk to him too, I was ready to talk to him. I'm like, bah, no way that happened. It was awesome. It was so great. I'm so glad you got to see that.
Yeah, that was fun. And he got attacked by the ghost buffalo, which was also fun to watch. So.
What the heck, man? I'm just riding along on my ATV and then wham, I got nailed by this buffalo and I could not find him anywhere. He just disappeared.
It was so funny.
Disappeared. It was unbelievable.
That's funny.
It was great.
But yeah, I'm really having a good time going through the game. It's just so much fun. It's just such a fun world to be in. And I did try fishing, which last week when Chris was like, I ain't trying that, I was in the same boat with Chris. I was like, I'm not going to try that either. And I had to for a side mission, and I was like, this is kind of fun.
It is.
I'm not going to go out and like look for a fishing tycoon or anything, but I did enjoy my time that I spent fishing while I was there, so that was a good time.
Yeah, there's a trophy tied to fishing, and it wasn't as unenjoyable as I thought it'd be. So.
Oh, nice. Good.
Yeah.
And then yesterday, as Chris mentioned, got to hop into Overwatch a little bit and check out the new Archives Uprising event. And I didn't play Uprising last year. I don't think I was playing yet because they have the new archive kind of a co-op mission, and they also have what I was told, at least the one from last year as well that you can play. And I definitely didn't remember that, but that is a lot of fun. I really enjoy that event. That was I got to hop on with Drew a little bit, our Florida Mayhem representative, and play with him, and got man, it was so easy to build up some loot boxes. And
so you played both the old one and the new one?
Yeah, I played the old one and the new one.
Do you like the new one better or the same? I'm assuming to some extent they're different, but I really liked the last year's version, so I'm looking forward to trying this new one too.
Yeah, I think I liked the newer one better. It felt a little less. It was a new map where the old one was on the London map, the King's Road that you already knew, and then you move a lot more as far as you're not staying in the same spot. And here's another wave and another wave. You move around a lot more, which is nice. And I'm kind of becoming a Moira main as of late, and so
there you go. I want that new skin.
That's what I was maining when I went back to it. Oh,
I'm telling you, man, I am tearing up with her.
She's fun, isn't she?
She is fun.
Can't get rid of her. She's like, ha 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 ha, taking your life.
Exactly. And especially with the AI that you're playing against.
Oh,
one of your orbs just tears them to pieces. It's so much fun.
Nice.
So I had a really nice time with that. And I think that was pretty much it. Sarah and I this weekend are getting ready to leave for Mexico.
What?
For about 5 days. So
yes.
We take off on Sunday. So we've got a few days yet to wash clothes and prep and what have you. But yeah, that's pretty much the...
gosh.
I know.
Is it anniversary time?
No, it's Sarah did a good job with Beachbody, and so Beachbody bought us a trip time.
That's amazing.
They bought the trip. That's sick.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
great,
yeah.
Man. Congrats to Sarah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we might or might not hear from Ed next week.
I know, right? Exactly. I like it. On one hand, it's Mexico, but on the other, it's the Hard Rock Hotel, so there should be internet.
Exactly.
Yeah, you should be all right there.
I think you should do the podcast all in Spanish next week.
Yes, agreed.
Spanglish at the least.
Or he'll just grab somebody and have them be Ed on the podcast.
Yeah,
it'll just be me saying Tengo una cita con Anita over and over again, because that's all I know.
Nice. And what does that mean?
I have a date with Anita.
You can't just change it to Sarah. You don't know which word is Anita in there.
You will get far in Mexico, sir.
It just sounds so much better when it's Tengo una cita con Anita.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's funny.
That is.
It doesn't rhyme anymore when it's Sarah.
Right.
Exactly. Con Sarah.
Right. Nice.
Yeah, that's my week.
Awesome, man.
Tim Router.
My Piper's topic of the week is kind of split a little bit. One part mommy, and the other part the Nashville Predators. And I'll start with the mommy.
Her mom's playing for the Nashville Predators now?
What? Congratulations.
How did you know? She's
first
actually
female in the NHL.
She is our goalie now. She replaced Pecorine. It was amazing.
That's awesome.
No, actually, a little bit. She has to go in this morning for a procedure. They found a polyp in her uterus. It is not a big deal, but they are going to, they're just going to remove it. So with her mom having the hysterectomy that she did, and she had some issues, our doctor is just like, look, I'm just going to play it safe. Let's just pop it out. Not a big deal. And they're going to do little TMI here, a uterine scrape just to make sure that everything is fine and there aren't any other potential polyps or anything there. So we're going to head in this morning, and it's only like a 20 or 40 minute procedure. So
amen.
And Piper is very worried, and we're just trying to reassure her that it's okay. Mommy's going to be fine. This is just a procedure, and it's not anything crazy.
She'll be back to being the goalie in like a week.
She'll be back to being the goalie in a week. Exactly. So
yeah, I mean, they lose their teeth and keep playing. So
I know, man. She's a tough cookie. So yeah, it's just weird. Like it's just been doctors like it. And my mother-in-law is getting knee surgery on Thursday.
Oh.
So it's like operation, knee surgery, all kinds of fun stuff happening around this time. My dad is doing well.
That's good.
There you go.
Good.
They came by the store yesterday, and he's been fine. He still has a small little compression fracture in the middle of his back, but not preventing him from doing anything now. He's been really, really great.
Good.
So that's been awesome. So the mommy side is that, and then the Nashville Predators, of course, they are in the playoffs. First round starts Thursday, and I just got the word yesterday from my great friends at Ribbo that Piper and I are going to Game 1 with them.
Hey,
So
nice.
we go
There you
on
go.
we go on Thursday. It's a late game, so I'm like, oh, Piper's going to be miserable on Friday, but I don't think she's going to care. She's going to have too much fun.
Yeah, let's get to yelling.
So it's really interesting. I got to pull this up real quick. Is it weird that Piper and I had Chinese food last night after soccer because Lauren was out with her girls, and let me find it. Is it weird that I found this in my?
Is it a tooth?
No, it's not that. In my fortune cookie yesterday, it said, "Keep your eyes open on Thursday for a special opportunity." And is it weird that like 2 hours later I got that call?
Oh my gosh, fortune cookies are real.
What?
Isn't that is
They
that
work.
not freak? Is that not freaky? I was
Dang
like,
it, I've been just throwing them
wow.
away.
I know, right? So I'm like Thursday. Does Mega Millions or Powerball play that day? And unfortunately, no. But this is just as good for me. I'm super excited. I've been looking for tickets. Yeah, it was really cool. I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. And there's a Facebook group here for Nashville Predator season tickets that my buddy Ryan told me about. And so it's actually very cool. It's a very respectful little group. And these are people that have season tickets that can't go. And they'll, of course, sell them for a little bit more, but they're not like stupid, outrageously scalped prices. So, I mean, they're averaging like $250, $300 a ticket right now for playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that's just a little steep. And if I want to bring Lauren in, but my buddy at Ribbo was like, hey, I got two. And one of our other guys was going. I'm like, absolutely. And I checked with Lauren, and she's like, yeah, absolutely, go. And Piper will love it. And in fact, the guys at Ribbo are like, and especially if you can bring Piper because they know she's such a huge fan. So
dude,
this is cool, man.
Awesome.
I know. I really hope that she remembers this and because I love this is special, fun daddy-daughter time, and I enjoy it with her and I think she really loves it too. Man, it is going to be loud in that place. I mean, our final game of the regular season was the most attended ever in franchise history.
That's
even
awesome.
Even more so than the playoffs in the Stanley Cup Finals, for crying out loud.
Wow.
So this city is super hyped for the Predators in the playoffs. We play the Colorado Avalanche, and we've beaten them all 4 times, I think, in the regular season. But man, playoffs are a totally different ball of wax. Because last year we played the number 1 seed and we were the lowest seed and we swept them 4-0 in the series.
That's right. It's flipped this time.
So yeah, exactly. So hopefully that's not going to happen with us. Yeah, hopefully we don't get swept. So I think they are actually a favorite to go in back into the finals. So we shall see. But that's really exciting and that was really cool to of Ribbo to hook me up with that. And like, obviously they don't have to do that, but they were like, hey, we know you and Piper love it. And I'm on a chat with them every game anyway. We text message back and forth. And so it's just fun. It's like my second job that they don't pay me for, but this is how they pay me, which is pretty amazing.
I know that's
work
right.
with them a lot on a bunch of different projects. So it's a lot of fun.
I like it.
So yeah, so that's happening this week. So yeah, I got a bit of a full plate. And then on the gaming side, as Eduardo's mentioned, man, Far Cry 5 all the way. I'm still in that getting my bearings because I haven't gotten too far. I'm heading southwest like everybody else, Chris. I noticed that when you finish that Dutch's Island area, he does mention you may want to head down there first because that's one of the...
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, they kind of reveal something to you there. And I think that's why a lot of people are heading that way. I was toying with going up Faith's Way, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to stick with this kind of how they may or may not want you to go. And man, it is just so much fun. And I'm actually doing the same thing. I'm not really getting in trucks and ATVs. I started in an ATV and then got completely bulldozed by a buffalo that I couldn't find after that. I mean, it actually scared me. I'm like driving down, and then it's just a quick camera angle and you see this big buffalo head and then whack, I got just completely broadsided. And I'm like, whoa, what was that? And I got up and I'm looking around and he's gone. Can't find him anywhere. No clue where he is. And I want him because I want his skin and everything. But I got into a couple cars and it felt like Far Cry 4. But Ed, you're right. I think in like one of the trucks, like the angle just seems a little weird. So you can't really get a full scope of everything, which I was like, yeah, okay, I can see where that might be a problem. but there's so much going on that I feel like if I'm just driving, I'm missing something. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm just walking to each place. So I'm headed southwest. I'm almost at I'm about to go find Boomer. I've hired a few other people, which is nice. Haven't really used that feature too much yet. I'm a little bummed because when you used to hunt, that would help. Like that would help expand your backpack, or like these certain skins. I remember in 4, like if you got like 3 snow leopard skins, that helps. That would add an extra whatever. And it's not. This is all strictly for money now. So in a way, it's good. In a way, it's kind of bad. And
I like that way better because then because the hunting's not, I mean, it's not that there's a problem with it, but I just want to do it at my convenience. I didn't want to feel compelled to do it.
Right. And it's not your jam, and that's fine.
But getting more, being able to hold more of this or whatever, that's all tied to perks. And I don't know how far you're in terms of how many perks you have yet, but you start getting those, especially if you're doing the prepper missions, you start getting perks like crazy.
Yeah. So and I've already gotten 2 prepper, chests. Is that what they are? Prepper prepper boxes or whatever.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's call them that.
Yeah, great. We'll call them that.
Let's call them that.
But I think, but it was funny because I had the machine gun and then I found my bow and I'm like, oh, should I stick with the machine gun or the bow? I don't know. And I don't have an additional slot to hold it yet. That's a perk that comes down clearly down the road because I think it's like 6 points for it. And I haven't even accumulated that many yet. So I stuck with the machine gun. I would advise
you to use the bow now because I'm assuming you really like the bow.
I'm going to go back to it. And part of the reason is I want to do some more hunting because when you shoot the animal, you get less value for it versus if I did a bow. For example, I was in cougar territory and I shot a cougar with a gun and then I hit him with the bow and arrow and got like 2 or 3 pelts out of it for him. So that increases your value. When I went over to the market, I only had like $200. And after I sold all of my pelts and stuff, I had like 2,000. I'm like, okay, well, this is the way to go. So I'm going to go back with my bow, do some more hunting to kind of maximize the amount of skins you get, to maximize the amount of money you get. And
I will say that the bow later on anyways, like in missions and things, unless maybe you're a beast with the bow, but I found it to be useless.
Well, that's the thing. Like the bow, once that other slot opens, that bow is just going to be there really for hunting and just for some. If there's just 3 or 4 guys in stealth mission, especially if I get some of my guys for hire, and I know you can use Boomer later on. Like that's where I could probably use that. But when it comes to bigger missions, I'm going to switch back to the gun.
There's also a perk later on that you can unlock. I don't remember how much it costs, but it makes it to where when you turn in skins and stuff, it like doubles the amount of money you earn from them or something.
Yeah, so I love that. I've always loved the hunting part of it. I have not gotten ambushed by a skunk. I've actually heard them and shot them before they got to me, which was good. But man, it's just I'm just taking my time and just having so much fun with it. It's always weird in Far Cry, like just the first 2-3 hours, you're still kind of getting a feel for everything. And now I feel like I'm already starting to kind of get into a bit of a groove, which is great. I just need to understand all the other features and, all the people that you can control now. And it's just going to be so much fun. I'm in this game for a long time. So yeah, it's been really, really great. And that's all I've been playing, all I've been into, and I am done.
Nice.
I
like it. I like all
right, now, Mr. Patillo.
Yeah.
You are now last to this episode, so you may
proceed, sir.
You may proceed, sir. You are clear.
We got everybody. I'm just joking. Nothing too crazy going on over here as well. Even though
sweet new releases this week.
Exactly. Let's do it. We did go to Virginia this last week to Toby's old school where he went to college.
Oh, cool.
Liberty University, and did a show there. So that was fun. And the funnest thing about it was, besides being there, just like, I don't know, there's something a little like cool about going back to where Toby came from. Just because like it feels like a lot of people he went to school with now work there in different capacities, like, might be the golf coach or the basketball coach or the soccer coach or, doing something, there with the school. And so it was just sweet seeing him, kind of get back with old friends and stuff like that. And then be like, oh gosh, I remember when you guys used to blah, 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 because it's the the genesis of DC Talk happened there, and so it's really cool to hear about all that. And we got people that were in his dorm and or in his same building, and so it's
great.
It's a great trip down memory lane.
Now he makes the kind of music he wasn't allowed to listen to while he was going there.
Exactly.
It's funny. That was a big to do when he started DC Talk. They were like, rap. This is a Christian school.
Right.
That's so funny.
It's very, very right over there.
That's why he goes back. He's like, look at me now.
Exactly.
Look at me now.
Exactly. See all this? You're welcome.
See all this? You didn't do this.
And so that was cool. And then, but one of the cooler things was I got to hang out with Mark Boucher, because Mark Boucher
very nice.
Works there at Liberty. And so it was great we got to go grab lunch, and we went to like this little dirty hole in the wall that sold video games and like a million other things. It was like one of those stores where you're like, it was really big and just full of crap. And you're like, how do you even accumulate all this? Like,
you can get a gun and a video game at the same time.
Oh, you could get, all kind of things. It was crazy in there.
That's awesome.
So it's really cool to sit with him at lunch, hear about him and his wife and how they met and just what he's got going on and stuff like that. So it was really cool to sit with Mark Boucher. So big shout outs. Thanks for coming, swooping up a brother
awesome.
and hanging out. So I was definitely meeting my requirements as I go out on the road as ambassador. Other than that, I don't even know if I've gamed since I've been back. I've wanted to, but I don't know.
Were you gone on the weekend?
We were gone over the weekend. That's right. And then Jenny's gone this weekend. She's doing another thing with Love and Lion where they're gonna go to something in some other
Dallas?
place. No, I wish.
Something.
It's in. I think they're in South Carolina, Charleston, maybe. I don't remember exactly where they're gonna be at, but they could be at something and selling their wares. And so
it's like a porter flea, isn't it? In South,
exactly.
Or something like that. Yeah, cool. That's great, man. Good for them.
And so that'll be fun as I'm here with the kids, holding it down with 3 little nuggets. And so that'll be and it's nice that it's like over the weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll have to do the school thing necessarily while she's gone.
That's for sure.
That thing is tough when you're by yourself, man. Shoot, because it's not just run Amara to school right quick. Because the 2 boys usually sleep past when she needs to be gone, and so you got to wake everybody up early, put everybody in the car, take them.
Oh wow!
So she'll be here Friday morning. So we'll kind of do the routine together, and then we'll take Amara to school, and then take her to the airport. So.
That's awesome.
And then she comes back, I think, Sunday night. So it's a quick trip. But I'm always glad that Love and Lion affords her to be able to do stuff like this.
That's
and
awesome.
Get out of the house a little bit and go, spend time with other adults.
Give her some sanity.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you get to have grown folk conversation.
That's right. So, you don't have to clean up a thing.
Exactly. You don't have to finish your dinner in 7 seconds. So that's nice. We went out with our friends Brad and Sarah last night for dinner. They hit us up randomly. They're like, "Oh, we randomly have a sitter tonight. Can you guys get a sitter and us go to dinner?" And we were like, "Heck yeah!" And so we went out with them. That was just a great time. It's just nice to.
They're awesome.
Yeah, you just kind of like when you have 3 kids, you just we sat down to dinner and we were like, "Oh, look at this! No high chairs." Nobody's pulling at you. Nobody's hungry already. You're not just feeding them to keep them quiet. And so it was a great time last night. Yeah, but I don't think I've been doing any gaming since I've been back. I've been meaning to, but just haven't got to it. So hopefully this weekend, after the kids go down, we'll do that. Gonna try really hard in these next couple days to finish up the plaster and everything that I got to do in the shed. And then it's just flooring and painting, man, and we're off to the races. So
nice, dude.
That's awesome.
That's kind of fun. And I think that's about it for me, man. Nice, short and sweet.
That's perfect.
Yeah, man.
Perfect.
Rowdy, you got this thing?
Yes, sir.
Well, let's do it.
This is going to be short and sweet. Here we go. There is some Call of Duty World War II DLC, The War Machine, out for the PS4. And I'm sure that will come out for the Xbox One next week. Aren't they reversing it? So like, PlayStation gets it.
That's right.
Exclusively for like the first week, and then Xbox One. So right now, the War Machine PS4, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice for the Xbox One.
Hey,
there you go.
Owlboy for the PS4, Xbox One.
I think that was a National Enquirer title a couple years ago.
I believe so too. Yes. Penny Punching Princess for the Nintendo Switch.
Oh
that
my
old
God.
gem.
Yeah, that princess loves to punch pennies.
That's
she does.
Take that, Abe Lincoln.
She doesn't just pinch pennies.
Yeah,
she
punches
pennies. Well played, sir. Well played. Extinction for the Xbox One, PC, and PS4, and Bomb Slinger for the Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Next week, we should have MPD for March, so I'm very curious to see how that is. No oops. Back to you.
Nice. Christopher.
Well, we all know, as has been very obvious from all of the top 10s that we've done over and over and over, that GTA 5 is a beast of a game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now it can hold the title of highest grossing entertainment product ever.
Wow. That's so crazy.
So
that is amazing.
Yeah, Market Watch came out and they said that with over 90 million copies sold worldwide and $6 billion in revenue since its release, it now stands as the most financially successful media title of all time. The only thing that they didn't specify in here, they didn't break it out to say whether that if they're only talking about GTA 5 purchases in general, or if it's also including all the revenue that it's generated from GTA Online, because that's ridiculous as well.
It's got to be.
My gut tells me it's got to be both of them together,
right?
Because they would have known that already.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm thinking, and the fact that it is GTA, a lot of that comes from GTA Online. It's only going to continue to go up. Mm-hmm. I mean, and like I feel like Red Dead's going to do very well for itself, but I don't know that even Red Dead, just because it's Western based, like that's just not everybody's jam. Where I feel like more people can get in on the contemporary kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know that Red Dead's going to be able to topple this at all. But I mean, with those two combined, there's just no. Rockstar is an unstoppable force. there's nothing that's gonna ever. I mean, if we were like look in the future and like one of the biggest shockers would be like if you were able to see, oh no, Rockstar went belly up. It'd be like, what?
Yeah,
there's
they
no
did something
way.
wrong.
I mean, this is kind of ridiculous. I mean,
So
it makes
what did
sense that a video game would finally be something that would earn this title, but oh man, that's just crazy.
I was just going to ask, what were the other things that it surpassed?
It didn't list it out as like, it overtook so-and-so. It was just saying that this has now become that. So I don't know what, I mean, I'm assuming like Avatar is on there, because it's the biggest selling movie of all time.
Yeah, but because of inflation, you have to remember, because of inflation, Gone with the Wind is always in the conversation.
Oh.
Because if Gone with the Wind with inflation would have made $3 billion in theaters. Right. Star Wars the same way. Those are some of the things. I mean, but it's so rare that things hit into the billions like that, into the multiples of billions. And if you so it's sold 85 million copies. And so even if you just multiply 85 million by $60, which we all know the game didn't stay at $60 for that long, that's still $5 billion. Well,
no, I think GTA 5 still is like full price on PSN.
No, but I'm saying you're going to be able to get it for less than $60.
Give or take a sale or two.
I'm just saying you're going to be able to find it for less than $60, and then people are going to buy it used, and there's a million reasons why somebody wouldn't have bought it at full price. But that's still $1 billion shy of what we're talking about, and so obviously it's there's a lot of in-game purchasing going on, and the like the DLCs and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to account for all that.
That's just crazy that Rockstar is such a force, and it's not like they're cranking out games like every 6 months either.
No.
Yeah, it's just man.
It's just crazy to me.
I don't know. I just can't see anything else having the staying power of this thing. I mean, I don't think we're going to see it. No. I think we will see it again at some point, but I just don't think it's going to be anytime soon. I mean, you got to remember this game came out in 2013. Was it?
I think
it came out in 2013 on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360.
So, I mean,
Jeez.
just in that itself, it's taken 5 years for us to talk about it. So, obviously it's not going to happen. We would need at least 5 years again from now to look back and be like, man, Red Dead Redemption 2, they did it again. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Honestly, the only thing that could top Rockstar is Rockstar at this point.
Yeah,
If you think
that's what it seems like.
If once GTA 6 comes out, it's going to be the same thing, and we're going to be talking about it for years to come.
Yeah, as long as it's Ratchet.
You know,
There you go.
it's counting the game and like all of the revenue generated from GTA Online, which is part of, you can only access that through having GTA 5, which makes sense. But I wonder, like, if you were to do an all-encompassing thing, would there be like, I don't know, like a Toy Story? If you were to able to add in like not just the movie, but all the
toy sales,
sales and everything. I wonder
Marvel
if they're,
and
I'm sure it'd be
Avengers,
taken over. Yeah.
In Star Wars. Jeez.
I don't know, man. $6 billion is a lot of money.
That's a
but I mean,
lot
if you
of
added
money.
up everything that anything said Star Wars, then
Yeah.
of course that's going to be over $6 billion.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but like if you were to say just episode 4 and any toys and things related to that, I wonder if there's somewhere else like just a one thing with all the merchandise. There's like, oh yeah, this totally topples that, but they're in different categories, or if it still is not even beating that. I wonder.
Right.
Yeah, because I wonder if it's all spread out. Like when Lego does, build the Millennium Falcon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
hard to kind of judge
Yeah,
how much Star
Right.
Wars gets out of that and how much Lego gets out of that. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
What a
I mean, just
beast.
alone the many different versions of Star Wars you can get on the many different like VHS,
Right.
DVD, Blu-ray, and then all of the
re-releases and
collector's,
stuff.
the director's edition, the non-director's edition, the brand
Right.
new one that we just
Yeah.
found this part edition.
Right. I mean, you'd have to say that Star Wars as a franchise has made more, but this is a one
Right.
singular
This is
game,
what,
Grand
an
Theft
entity,
Auto
one
5.
entity.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, but even then, if you think about it, like GTA, all the other ones, 4 and 5, made a
Yeah,
lot of money too.
made
I
a
mean,
bunch of money.
4 and 3 made a lot of money as well. So if we were going to go like franchise, it may still be a chase,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I still
I
don't
don't
think
know,
it catches Star Wars, but I think it
No.
still is like just an astronomical number that nobody could
Yeah.
have seen coming.
Right.
I mean,
Gosh.
can you imagine if GTA 6 or Red Dead Redemption, let's say part of it, because I think it was rumored, does have some type of battle royale, whatever. Oh my gosh. It's
Yeah.
just,
Oh, if they added that, it'd be a wrap.
oh my gosh.
We'd never hear the end of it ever.
No.
We still aren't. So
Exactly.
we're well on our way.
Oh my gosh.
That's just a beast, man. It's just
Mhm.
good. I mean, kudos to them. That's amazing. They have a product that just is captivating everybody and everyone's playing it.
Mhm.
Holy cow. I mean,
It
that's
makes me
huge.
wonder a little bit like, what am I just not getting that I'm not
Right,
enthralled with this
right.
game like
Yeah.
everybody in the world is? I mean, I totally appreciate their polish and all their hard work and what they've done, but
Agreed.
which I never did try the online stuff. That's one thing I never gave a shot because I jumped out of GTA before, and plus I had it on PS3. I didn't rebuy it on PS4 or anything, but I just never quite took to it like everybody else did.
To people that I talked to, they said it just kept growing. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the online thing, they were like, there is so much you can do. And then when the modders got a hold of it, then it felt like you could do so much more after that. And so
Yeah.
they said that you just didn't, it's not like a story game where like The Last of Us, once you beat it, you're like, well, if I play through it again, that's exactly what will happen again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
It's just,
Do we know anyone in the community that plays it? Like, it's like Fluxel plays Overwatch. I know that. And,
Yeah, I don't know.
Nathan plays PUBG. I know that, but I don't know. I don't hear anyone talk about playing GTA 5.
GTA
I
5.
don't.
That was really weird.
I don't think it's super big in our community in particular. I'm sure there's people out there who play it and have
Yeah.
played it, but I don't know if
Sure.
there's many people that are constantly doing it. I think
Yeah.
for me, like one of the things that never really took for me is I just don't want to play a criminal really. And I understand like you'll do
Really?
missions where like, yeah, you're being fine or whatever. But like I remember one of the ones that kind of where I was like, all right, I feel like I've had enough of my GTA. There was some mission where I was playing as Trevor and I think one of the other characters because it splits by 3, and you had to torture this guy. And I was just like, I just don't want to be doing this. This is not.
Mhm.
There
This
you
in
go.
particular is not something that I mean,
Yeah,
it's
tickles
one
your
thing like
fancy.
an Infamous Second Son. Like I played the bad side of the campaign, but you're really not that bad, you know. I mean, it's,
Right.
You know, it's kind of
Still
air
for the
quotes. You're
greater
the bad
good.
guy kind
Yeah.
of thing. Yeah, but like just being a straight up bad guy and like torturing people and things, I just couldn't. I was like, I'm done. I'm over this. But gameplay wise, I totally love that, and just running around in the world and being able to do whatever you want, kind of like in Far Cry, where just crazy stuff will happen. You'll see NPCs do weird stuff, and all that was cool. But in the story stuff, I was like, I just don't want to be a hardened criminal, really, doing stuff like torturing people and whatnot.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess it's more about what you have to do as a bad guy than being a bad guy. You know, because you could be a bad
Yes.
guy and not,
Yeah,
and not
yeah,
have
yeah.
to, you know what I'm saying? That's interesting. Yeah, I'm kind of with you, Chris. So Myst, which I feel like just came up on the show not too long ago. I think maybe, I don't remember if Ed used it as a joke or something like that last week or whatever, but the original developer, Cyan, has gotten the rights to all 7 Myst games, and they've gone to Kickstarter to release them all
That's awesome.
in a box set. And so at
Wow.
day of recording, they were looking for $247,000. And
They
there's
probably already have it by now.
yeah, there's 43 days to go, and they have $528,000.
Wow.
Yeah, there it is.
That's amazing.
Yes,
Everybody wants it.
exactly. So $50 will get you a digital copy of each game, or you can spend $100 and it gets you a DVD copy, or whatever, in a box that looks like the Myst book. And
Oh, nice.
Oh, very cool.
that if you're an old fan of Myst, which I played Myst when it first
Yeah,
came
man.
out, you can check that out over on Kickstarter. There's, as day of recording, there's 43 days to go, so you can hop on that thing.
I want to open up that book and see either a red or a blue background with that bearded man telling me stories.
There you go. I got to find a CD drive if I want to
I
get
know,
that box,
right?
Right.
Because I don't have one for my computer.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't either.
So in there is Myst, the Masterpiece Edition, Riven, the sequel to Myst, Myst 3 Exile, Myst 4 Revelations, Myst 5 End of Ages, Uru Complete Chronicles, and Real Myst Masterpiece, the 3D Myst remake released in 2000.
Wow.
So there you have it. $100 or $50 digitally, which is a lot cheaper than $100.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little.
Yep.
It's like half.
Yeah.
It is like half.
Who knew?
Christopher?
So we kind of mentioned Battle Royale a little bit ago, and there is yet another Battle Royale game out there now to try to compete with PUBG and Fortnite. And
Good
it's
luck.
it's from Boss Key Productions, which is Cliff Bleszinski's studio, the ones that just kind of made and then walked away from Lawbreakers. So
Oh, yeah.
now they're doing a Battle Royale game. It recently released. It's on early access. I think it's only on Steam right now. Did I say the name? It's called Radical Heights. It's basically like 80s themed. It's weird because it feels a bit more like Fortnite in that it's kind of cartoony and silly, but it has a bit more of the kind of hardcoreness of PUBG in certain aspects. Not quite as cartoony in some ways, but it's also really goofy and silly. Like when you shoot somebody or you get a kill, air quotes, they explode into money and money falls on the ground. And that's one thing that's kind of different about this Battle Royale. One of the core mechanics is that as you play the game and as you get kills and as you progress, you earn money in the game. And if you win, you get like, I don't know, let's say, you get the prize pot for that game, and then you earn all the money. And that money gets deposited like in a bank, if you will. And then throughout the game, when you start the new match, your money carries over and you can go to like an ATM, withdraw money, and then you can go to other machines and buy better weapons. And that's how so you don't necessarily have to
That's
worry
good.
about just finding them in the world. And there's also, so in PUBG, and I'm assuming Fortnite has a similar mechanic where every so often there'll be these airdrops that drop on the ground, and you can go to that airdrop, and if you can get there without getting killed, you can get better, really awesome weapons out of it and whatnot. Well, they have a mechanic kind of similar where these things will drop in the world, and it's just like a spinning wheel, and you spin it, and then it may drop cool stuff. It may drop something like health packs. It may drop it just wherever you need. So they kind of are playing up this whole vending machine kind of spin the wheel mechanic, and then saving up money that carries over in between matches. It's not like you lose it all at the end of that match. So I haven't seen. I've seen a little bit of gameplay about it. It seems really early access. It's kind of rough. It seems to play okay if you've got a decent machine, but it's the textures are very like basic. It doesn't have quite the polish of like PUBG or Fortnite at all. But I'm curious to see how it goes. And I think there's even another battle royale game that's supposed to be coming out like next week or something like that. And I don't even know much about that. So this is definitely going to be the year of battle royale. So I'm kind of curious to see if any of these are going to be able to give PUBG and Fortnite a run for their money.
Yeah, I would be so nervous as a developer to do that. It's like you're trying to invade into not invade, but you're trying to gain into a space that just PUBG and Fortnite own it right now. It's like,
but if you think about that, it's only 2. Whereas if you're just doing a traditional FPS, like Far Cry's got a PvP multiplayer right now, but it's competing with Call of Duty and Battlefield and Battlefront and all these other ones. Sure. So, I mean, it probably still is the best time to be jumping into Battle Royale. And the fact that people are, when there's only 2, even though they've got big names, I mean, inevitably people are going to get bored or they're going to want to be the hipster and be like, I played Radical Heights when it was early access. And when it was, true. So it's bound to garner some other people's attention.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's develop that game and we'll call it Pub Night or Fort G, and we'll see what happens.
Exactly. Speaking of Fortnite, they've added a battle royale 50 versus 50 mode. Oh, it actually is coming back. I think they had it originally back in the day, and it was like just buggy as crap, and so they took it away, and so they're bringing it back. And there's some things that are a little different. This time around, each team has its own bus. So if you've played Fortnite, you all jump out of the bus. You guys each have your own bus. The final circle, so how Fortnite and PUBG and H1 and a lot of these games work was to force the action. There has to be something that pushes people to one area of the map. And so for Fortnite, it's a storm. For H1Z1, it was like this green gas that would slowly make its way to a smaller circle to where it forces everybody together. This time, the final circle will be visible from the get-go. So you'll know exactly where the storm is going to go from the very beginning of the map. There's going to be a dotted line that divides each side of the team's map. Supply drops fall in batches of 3 to 6, which can be crazy. And so it's just like stuff they're kind of flipping up, and I love that they're doing this instead of just resting on their laurels of like, hey, this thing's making money, let's leave it alone. They're adding this 50 versus 50, which is going to be crazy. Because I'm not exactly sure how you even like communicate with 50 people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
In the sense of like, I don't know, because I haven't played it. I don't know if you can see your teammates on the map. I don't know if you can, like, is it just like open mic for everybody to talk, or how that works? Because I mute everybody on Call of Duty, and that's only like 12 people. And it's really just 6 people on your own team. And so, I can't imagine what 50 people sounds like.
There's probably no swearing.
None whatsoever.
No, probably not. There's
Ed, you're so precious.
So precious.
Oh my gosh. So I like that they're doing that. I think it would probably be really fun. 50 versus 50 is crazy.
Insane.
And then I think, and I don't know how new this is for PUBG, but they just brought a war game mode to theirs, and it's PUBG, but it's you respawn back to your parachute when you die. And so that's kind of fun because everybody knows that you can, in any of these games, you can land, get shot, and you're like, well, all right, well, that game lasted 17 seconds. And so respawning would be fun. All right, Chris.
But what is the, I wonder what the ultimate objective is just earn as many points or something? Or how?
It goes for 30 minutes, I think, or something like that.
Wow.
But how do you win?
Let me see. Well, I'd imagine it's, let me see. Deathmatch style where players kill each other for 30 minutes. If you die, you respawn back with a parachute And then at the end, once the blue zone locks in, you can't respawn anymore after the blue zone locks in.
So it's just kind of like a sandbox to play around in until it gets serious. And then it's like, okay, now we got to settle down. And
yes,
it becomes the real game.
And that's from PUBG.gamepedia.com. So, what else you got, Christopher?
Well, since we're talking about Battle Royale and PUBG, I had one other thing. You guys have heard of ransomware, right?
Yes,
it's
this
the
is
malware
hilarious.
that gets on your computer, and it basically, what it does is it tends to lock down your hard drive or your files, and basically puts up a ransom note and says, hey, if you want us to unlock your stuff, give us $8 million or whatever the heck it is. That way you can unlock all your files. Well, there's now out there a PUBG ransomware.
Yeah.
And basically, whenever it goes on your computer, this screen pops up and it says, your files are encrypted by PUBG ransomware. Don't worry, it's not hard to unlock it. I don't want money. Just play 1 hour of PUBG.
That's so crazy.
And so you just play 1 hour. And actually, the malware experts that have kind of brought this up and brought this to light to everybody, they said, actually, it's even less nefarious than that. All you have to do is play for about like 3 minutes, and then it unlocks. And it only locks down the files that are on your desktop. And on top of that, if you jump back over to it after you've started the game, it actually puts the key code right there to unlock it. So you don't even have to play that 3 minutes for it to unlock. You can put in that key code. So it seems like it's just a big joke. And it also, they were saying it looks like it's very underdeveloped. And it seems like we think it's just a big joke. But they're putting it out there because, as malware experts have to do, make everybody aware that, hey, we found this out in the wild. It actually exists. But I mean, I guess if you're going to get ransomware, this is the one that you want to get. What? I've got to go play. Oh, daggone. Okay, I'll go play this game for an hour and then play it, and then it unlocks all your stuff. Babe, I was ransomwared. I had to play that hour of PUBG.
They were going to lock down the 3 things on my desktop.
Man, if you know some of the people I know, their life is on their desktop.
That is me. That is for sure.
I can't. I'm not like a huge neat freak in any way, but when I see a messy computer desktop, I kind of get a little bit of a tick going.
Me too.
Yeah, I have a lot of things on my desktop, but a lot of them are shortcuts. But I do have them organized to where it's not just all over the screen. My wife's screen,
a method to the madness.
Makes me want to send her to a therapist.
Same with Lauren.
Yeah, when you have like icons, overlapping icons.
That's what she
has. You can't even read the thing.
I don't get
what?
that.
That's exactly what Lauren has too. And they're mostly probably just like screen grabs of something, but it's like a lot of them and they just overlap. And it's like, oh, please just get rid of them.
Well, this one's my credit card numbers and this one is all my passwords. And it's like, no.
The other day, Jenny also doesn't empty her trash because she just doesn't know anything about it. And so her hard drive was filling up or something was going on. And I was like, well, did you empty the trash? She was like, oh, I don't know. And I emptied the trash. I think I don't want to tell a tall tale, but it was somewhere between 14 and 20 gigs of stuff in the trash can.
That's amazing.
No.
Yes.
That's incredible.
I was like, you gotta be kidding. Like, it was like emptying the trash. It's like letting you know like how long it was going to take. There's so much stuff in there.
Time remaining 10 minutes.
I was like, babe.
Emptying the trash. You may want to go get a new computer while we're doing this.
Wow. That is amazing.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of that, I'm going to empty my trash right now.
Exactly.
Take half a second.
Yeah, I'm going to do that as well.
You sure you want to delete this one thing? Like, yep.
Exactly.
So Bethesda, or Bethsaida, sorry. I think you guys probably didn't know who I was talking about when I said Bethesda.
No, we got you. We do now.
Exactly. They are crafting what appears to be a Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, to the Switch. They've already done Skyrim and Doom. So for Switch users that want to play some Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, which, Ed, you loved, right?
Loved it. Game of the year.
Game of the year. That's right. You can get them. Might be coming to that old Nintendo Switch, which is kind of cool. I know I've given the Switch a hard time for having a lot of ports, but keep them coming. It's fine. It's fine. You spreading the love around. I'm not that mad at it. I'm not as mad as I was. I've relaxed.
Well, you're not just playing them either. You're not playing them, so it's
and I'm not playing them. That's right. Chris, you have anything else?
No, I'm out.
Eduardo.
Yes, sir.
To you, Bishop.
Alrighty, well, over on the YouTube's brand new, we've got Morning Crew plays Far Cry 5. That includes Tim's video of the secret ending that they put in there, so enjoy that. Looking at our top 10 YouTube videos, combining average watch time and views for the week of April 3rd through the 9th, number 10, Drawful 2. Hello, Drawful.
Still in there.
Number 9, Watch Dogs 2, Part 6, Bottom Dollar Complete. Number 8, Married to the Games, episode 290, The Bad Guy in Heaven.
That's right. Get him out of there.
Number 7, Q, Part 4, Pink. Number 6, Ori and the Blind Forest, Part 14, Thornfeld Swamp.
Thornfeld Swamp! Sorry, I had to do it.
It's just a knee-jerk reaction.
Just total knee-jerk.
Pulls me back in.
Exactly.
Hashtag that's my Thornfeld Swamp.
Yeah, my Thornfeld Swamp.
Number 5, Gabe and Chris react to The Last of Us Part 2.
Ooh, look at that.
Nice.
Number 5.
Boom,
They're excited
baby.
because it comes in May. Number 4, Hugh, Part 10, University. Number 3, Watch Dogs 2, Part 48, Ghost Signals. Number 2, Hugh, Part 11, Ending.
Yeah.
Number 1, Watch Dogs 2, Part 19, Paint Job.
Paint job. There it is.
There we go.
Phew.
Yep. Good job.
Good job,
You did
everybody.
it. Well, every week we ask you guys a question. Last week was no different. We asked you guys, have you ever been April Fooled? Ever? Have you ever been April Fooled? That was the question. A lot of people have not. And IGN has gotten a lot of people. Starting over on Discordia, Calm Fury said IGN's Aurora's TV show announcement got me bad. I was so excited, then so deflated.
Aw. Toying with emotions.
Yeah, Mr. Ham, no, I prefer fooling others, but I did used to think that gum stayed in your stomach for 7 years if you swallowed it. I passed that
I
myth
did too
on
when I was a kid.
Yep, I passed that myth on to my kids also. My son swallowed his gum the other day and I acted like he only had moments to live.
Oh no!
Oh my god!
I felt a little bad, but also laughed a little too. God have mercy on my soul.
Yes,
That's funny.
that's good.
Bad Gamer Elite. Yes, the greatest April Fool's joke was played on me was when my oldest daughter came to us 10 weeks early.
Oh,
Wow.
geesh.
Nobody believed me when I posted it on our blog. Funny thing is that it's also my dad's birthday, so we rarely remember to play tricks.
Oh, that's funny.
You know what's funny about that is that we found out we were pregnant with Milo, and I ended up telling the guys on the road on April 2nd, like just unbeknownst to me, and nobody believed me. I was like, no, seriously, we're pregnant. And they were like, yeah, we get it, Gabe. April Fool's. I was like, no, seriously, like I wish it was an April Fool's joke because this was not in the plans.
Yeah.
There's a baby coming. Over on Facebook, we've got Eric Green. Oh, this is terrible.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately, yes. When I was younger and print magazine, I'll underscore younger, and print magazines were more relevant, and the internet was not what it is today. Totally makes sense now since it was the April issue. That's when I found out nude codes aren't real.
Yep.
Aw.
Eric Green.
Wait, they're not?
Emilio Canez. Oh, yes, IGN got me good the year Titanfall came out. They had a trailer with Optimus Prime as a DLC Titan. It took me a while to tape my heart back together.
That's awesome.
That's funny. Matthew Serta, Road Crew. Trying hard to think of an instance of being pranked in the real world, but I remember excitingly reading this article a few days later last year and was overjoyed. And what the article was mentioning that the 12th Doctor in Doctor Who will have his final moments at Christmas, and then he will cycle back to the 10th Doctor, who I guess was really popular. And so he was really excited because he was like, yes, the 10th Doctor. And it wasn't real. It didn't.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Over on Twitter. It was fun with Mark Boucher this week. He's a Doctor Who fan. And I was like, okay, that is a corner of nerddom that I've never experienced. I don't know anything about it. Just explain it to me. And so we sat and talked about Doctor Who for like 15 minutes. It was awesome.
Nice.
Mike B.
And were you convinced? Did you go home and binge watch some?
Oh no. But
No.
but
Couldn't possibly do
it
that.
made me think like I should watch it. But then it was like it's just too far behind. I was like, where do I start? He was like, start with the new iteration that started back in 2005. I was like, 2005.
Yep.
I said, how many seasons? He was like 11. I was like 11. I was like,
Oh, that's not bad. Sarah and I just started maybe 2 years ago.
And how many episodes is it a season though? Is it like back in the day when they were still doing like 30 episodes a season?
No, not nearly that many. So
Like
It's
25.
22.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, right? Yeah, no, it's not nearly that many. I want to say maybe because the UK, they always do shorter seasons anyhow.
Okay.
So maybe 10, 12, something like that.
Okay.
I could be oopsed, but it's definitely not 20.
Okay. Well, that's good. Mike BC at Mike BC 1985. I totally fell for the IGN April Fool's joke that there was a trailer for a live action Legend of Zelda in 2008. I got super hyped. Then my brother snickered and said, April Fools. I deflated.
Oh,
Yeah. IGN used to be good with those things, boy. And you would just, I remember watching that trailer and I was like, this doesn't look that good, but hopefully they'll figure it out. And then you're like, oh, it's an April Fool's joke. Thank God it's an April Fool's joke.
yeah, right.
Because you don't want to see Zelda go out like that. Zelda's one of those games. I feel like there's some staple games that would be so difficult to make a movie about because there's no way to get it right for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel
Yeah,
like
and
Zelda
there's no
would be one of those.
story.
Well, you guess save the lady.
Yeah. But I mean, there's nothing else really narrative wise to it.
It's like
so.
it's like Taken, except with Link
Yeah.
and Zelda. Except he doesn't talk. He's like,
I have a
I'm
very
trying to
Because
particular
all
set
call
of
the
him.
arrows.
particular set of skills he's
Exactly.
Aw.
They're like, I keep calling Link. He keeps picking up, but he's not saying anything. Thank you guys so much for the answers. You know where to find us. Facebook.com/married to the games. Twitter.com/MTTGcast. Of course, like Ed said, YouTube.com/married to the games. Now on Patreon at Patreon.com/MTTG. Two things of note. One, Extra Life. extra-life.org/team/MTTG.
Yeah.
Come join up Extra Life. I know what you're thinking. What are y'all doing talking about this before it's a week out? Because we're trying to keep our ducks in a row. And
That's right.
Eric Thompson got us on schedule. He is the captain again this year. So graciously taking that on. And so join up on the team, man. Remember, it happens later in the year, so we can come up with creative ways to fundraise and things like that. So get on that. The other thing is, people been asking when these shirts are coming back.
Asking or demanding?
It's been a little bit of both.
Give us the shirts. Give us the shirts.
Hey, you jerks!
Where are these shirts at? So there are shirts back on the website. Go check it out. marriedtothegames.com/shop. Or you can click the link on that main page right there. Go get you a Married to the Game shirt. And
Nice.
represent like you want to.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
And there's more than just shirts on there too.
There is, if you want to peruse it.
Yeah.
We'll be adding things as time goes on, but we wanted to get those shirts out there for people to be able to pick them up. Christopher.
Your files are encrypted. Don't worry, we don't want money. Just rate us on iTunes and we'll unlock your files.
Hey.
Yeah,
Well done.
Chris.
Yes,
Well
that
done,
was
sir.
good.
I like it.
That was good.
Well, let's get into some questions.
Alrighty, we got a little bit of some family news real quick. Just our thoughts and prayers are with Arctic Warlocks. This past week, his father passed away. He said he passed away this in the morning peacefully, which is awesome. So just sending you some love, man, and hope
good
everything's
juju.
going well during this. Yeah, I hope everything goes well during this process.
Yeah, man. Sorry to hear
Yeah,
about
we're
that.
with you.
I missed that one.
Absolutely. Yep. Let's go over to email. We haven't had email in a while. Mailbag@marriedtothegames.com is where you can hit us up. BJ Brown, hey guys, noticed that you are all loving Far Cry 5. Personally, I peaked at Far Cry 3, great villain, and Primal, and got exhausted with the franchise in the midst of both. Never really finished them. In part, I did because I've played other games in the past and I feel like fathered the feel of them. Have any of you played the original Mercenary games in original Xbox? Or Red Faction Guerrilla, which is getting remastered soon? Lastly, I enjoyed Metal Gear Solid 5 until I got to having to beat that mecha boss battle.
I haven't played those games. I wasn't an Xbox guy.
Yeah, I didn't have an OG Xbox.
Yeah. Ed, you were an Xbox guy, right? Did you play those games?
No, I started with the 360.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we got an OG right here, which is pretty cool. So yeah, well, great.
Womp for us.
We got,
that's a major womp.
We got nothing for you on that one, but the answer is no. But if you
but there's a remaster coming, so hey,
there you go. Yeah,
there you go.
Try getting on that Far Cry 5. That'd be fun.
Hey, we have a voicemail too.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. Hello.
Hey, Tim. I totally screwed that up. Hey, MTDG crew. It's Lucas Ham Swisher calling you from Brazil. I didn't know if someone would want to answer, but I just got a local phone line in Brazil. That's actually a West Virginia phone line. I don't have time to explain it all now, but it works. And I was testing it out. And I was wondering if you guys could tell me, or even share with the listeners, what are the loot box ratios for you guys answering this phone? Is it 13 to 1? Like if I called 13 times in the next 13 days, would one of the times someone answer the phone? I'm just curious to know. So if you could key us in, or you could even let me know, whatever works. I hope you guys are having a great show. I think right now it's 7:45. In the east, it's 6:45. So I believe where you guys are, it's 5:45. So maybe you're gearing up for a little bit of MTTG cast or something like
gearing
that.
Up.
If my time zone knowledge is correct. Either way, hope you guys have a good podcast recording today, and I look forward to listening to it. God bless you guys, and I hope to talk to you another time. Bye.
First of all, I think it's weird that he got a West Virginia number while he's in Brazil and said it was a local number.
Right.
I don't understand.
That's a little confusing.
That's not local at all unless you're lying.
He doesn't live in Brazil at all. He lives in West Virginia.
He lives in Brazil, West Virginia.
He's in the States in his heart.
It was him that you were whitewater rafting with, Ed.
Oh, I didn't even recognize.
Yeah, that doggone mask.
Seriously. Made of skin.
Oh, gross. You know what's funny is that I've actually answered the phone sometimes. It comes to my phone, the number. And so there's been a few times I have answered the phone. Someone's like, oh, hi, hey, it's, they're expecting to get the voicemail.
Right.
And I pick up. I don't think it might be, 13 to 1 sounds about right. But it might be a little less than that, actually. It might be like 10 to 1.
There you go.
So
right, cool.
I have answered it before. Yeah. And had great conversation.
You just say, yeah. Yeah.
You should be like, what?
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
This is Gabe. Go.
Go for Gabe.
You on with the chubby ninja? What you got?
Ooh, I like that. Go with that. That's perfect.
Can you tell when
You're
it's a
on
call
live.
from that versus just a normal call, or is your phone just ring and that's just it? Like, can you tell what number is being utilized?
Yes. Like what number it's coming from?
So when I don't know exactly how it works because it's not tied to my phone, but does it just come to where your phone just rings, or does it say, hey, this number is being called versus, because it's not the same as your regular phone number, I'm assuming.
That's right. It's the,
So
but
can you
still
tell which number is being called, I guess?
That's right. Yes, I can. Yep.
Awesome. So you should be able to tell, like, oh, it's from the phone line versus like, oh,
That's
this is just Jenny.
Exactly. Right. Mhm.
Okay.
Sure can.
I like his voice. It's not what I had actually envisioned for him, but it's definitely like deeper, I think.
You
than I thought.
expected some Porky
It's
Pig
deeper
stuff.
than
Hey guys, how you doing? This is Lucas Ham's voice. No, I did
That
not
would be
expect
hilarious.
anything. He just has
Lucas
he's
Ham,
got this
folks.
he's got a really good voice. Nice deep voice. Cool.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, Lucas Ham Swisher.
Moving-
He didn't come with
That's
a holiday. A little disappointed.
He did.
No.
No, he did.
It's coming. It's on the written side.
It is on the written side if you'd like me to do it.
No, we
Hey,
can't have him
it's-
twice. That's ridiculous.
All right, well then we won't do it then.
Unless it's a
Then you'll
really
never-
good question.
You can't do 2 in 1 week. Banned.
No, we can't.
Banned.
Yeah, he's banned.
Oh
He's
my God.
Banned for this week.
Banned for spamming.
That's right. All right, Discord, calm fury. On a serious note for the MTTG cast, at what age did you make a will for your family?
I don't have one.
I was about to say at 42, I did.
Yeah. I'm right there with you, man. I do not have one either, and I should.
Yeah, we totally should.
Yeah, we need to.
I don't know how wills work really when you're married with children. Like, so if I die, everything just goes to Jenny, right? Or if I want it to not just all go to Jenny, is that when I have a will?
But that's the thing. Nobody knows what goes where. So anybody could come up and be like, hey, I want that.
No.
Yes.
If you're married, it doesn't just go to your spouse?
I don't know.
Somebody can't be like, I want that house. Thanks, Jenny. Bye. Bye, Felicia.
Sure you could contest it.
It all depends, like on certain things. Like for instance, some people, like I don't know what y'all's structure is, but like if you guys each had separate bank accounts and your names weren't on them in particular, she wouldn't by default get what's in your bank account. It would just be it would go to the creditors or whatever. So there's certain things like that where if it's not a jointly made or acquired thing,
if it
won't
not
just
have your
default
name
to
on
her. But it's mostly about. It tends to be more about like, hey, if me and Jenny go on a trip and the kids aren't there, and then our plane crashes or something, you want to be able to have all the things going to the kids or to your parents or whatever. It's more about that kinds of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, and we Lauren and I say it all the time, like we need to do it, and it's just one of those things where we're such go people, and we're like, oh, we have to actually stop and think about this, but we actually do need to stop and think about this at some point. So
yeah,
we will. Too. We will do that. We just have not done it yet.
Ed, do you have one?
Nah.
Man, we are some irresponsible jokers over here.
I feel like there's a little less pressure because we don't have kids.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like either Sarah gets it or, hey, if you want this Harry Potter wand, whoever gets here can have it. I don't care.
Whoever gets here.
Whoever gets
There's a mad dash to Ed's house when he passes away.
Exactly. It's like, that's so awesome.
I call the green curtains. Yeah.
He's going to have like a treasure map somewhere. Everyone's going to be looking around for
I know, right?
Big X on the floor somewhere. Yep. It's so great.
Who wants the Scooby-Doo Lego Dimensions toy? Okay.
Scooby-Doo. Oh, shoot. That's funny.
All right. Fluxel. For years, I've thought it would be interesting to open a grilled cheese restaurant. The concept would be you could order at a kiosk or your table, pick your bread, type of cheese, and various add-ins like tomato, onion, pickles, etc.
Yeah.
April 12th is Grilled Cheese Day.
Ooh.
What would be your ultimate grilled cheese sandwich? Sorry, but beans are not an option for this one.
Texas grilled cheese.
There you go.
Bread and cheese.
Yeah,
man.
That's mine too.
Straight up OG.
Everything else becomes a sandwich. Like, if you add something else,
except
like
a hot dog,
a meat,
except a hot dog.
But I'm saying if you like add like meat to it, then the cheese becomes on top of the meat.
Right.
I couldn't imagine eating tomato and stuff like that in a grilled cheese sandwich.
Yeah, I've never had a grilled cheese sandwich and wished there was more to it.
Yeah, maybe more cheese.
I know.
Yeah, exactly.
Another sandwich.
There's a grilled cheese truck here, and you can get like they change it up. They do like brie and pear, or they'll do like a pimento style grilled cheese. You can squeeze. Yeah, you can Sweezies. You can switch the cheeses up.
You can Sweezies the Cheezys, if you know what I'm saying.
Exactly.
I'm gonna get a cheesy Sweezy.
Can I get a sweet? Can I get a Sweezy?
Hey, y'all make sure that y'all Sweezy my cheesy on that thing while you put
Hurry
that
up,
together.
it's for Yeezy.
Last time it wasn't Sweezy. No, I'm just saying. I wouldn't have had the
Sweezy
camper.
cheesy, pleasey. Bring it. Let's go.
Yeah, I'll go with Ed. Be like, so I'm standing here with Yeezy, right? And they was trying to Sweezy my cheesy while I was.
Made me a little queasy.
You dig?
Well, I was saying pleasey.
Yeah, exactly. I like it.
So good. Yeah, man. I think we're all OG straight up.
Yeah, I'm probably a cheddar
this.
guy. Cheddar cheese.
Ooh. All right, cool.
Chris?
I like white cheese, so either like add some Swiss or some provolone or any of those kinds of cheeses, and then mix it in. I like actually having cheddar mixed with it. I wouldn't mind. I've never had this. I've seen it before on different ones. I get your whole argument about like when you add other things, it becomes just a sandwich. But adding bacon to it, I think would be cool.
Oh, yes, please.
Some people will put mayonnaise on their grilled cheese. That's never been my thing. I'm not into that.
Wait. Who are these people? And they should not be allowed to eat grilled cheese.
Well, my stepbrothers, for one, did it. And I was like, y'all weird. Y'all straight
Did you try
weird.
it?
Did I try it? No, I didn't.
Exactly. Why would you do that?
I didn't put mayo on my grilled cheese. But one thing that I do like to do, which I feel like, again, this is if you go to, we have a couple different grilled cheese restaurants here as well, which this is kind of a staple, but making sure you get tomato basil soup to dip it in. I really like that. Yeah, that's really good.
Have to.
That is good.
But I don't feel like outside of experimenting with maybe some cheese that I've not tried or just adding bacon, I don't feel like I'd really add anything. It'd be pretty basic.
Yeah. I'd love just a good old American cheese. Heck, I'll even take a Velveeta cheese, man. I loved Velveeta back in the day. It's just so good. But I every once in a while I want some spice, so maybe a little pepper jack with jalapenos.
Oh yeah, I like that.
There you go. That'd be good.
Here you go.
No thanks.
It'd be really good. Yeah, that's awesome. All right, great question. Thank you, Fluxel. Ed, you said yours too, just OG, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here's the important one from Don Starlancer. Grape or strawberry jelly?
Ooh, both.
Neither.
Not
grape if I have to choose.
Neither. Oh my gosh. Strawberry, man.
Not a jelly guy.
Strawberry.
Is it because it's messy, Chris?
No. I just don't.
Just don't like jelly?
Yeah, I'm just not a jelly guy. I'll do strawberry jello. Is that kind of the same?
Quite different.
Just a little bit.
Ed, you said strawberry?
I said grape.
Oh, you said grape, Tim?
Yeah.
Strawberry.
Yeah, I mean,
Love me some
shoot, if I have to choose, I guess strawberry, but jelly.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take either one though, man. Yeah.
Amen.
Toast. Ooh. Yeah.
So you're not a PB&J guy either, Chris?
No.
Yeah, my wife isn't either. She's like,
I don't. I'm a neither. I don't like peanut butter either.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, you're crazy.
Yeah. Right.
Shoot.
Ed, you don't like
Wouldn't be
peanut
the first
butter
time
either?
I've been accused of that.
I love peanut butter.
Oh, good. Okay, you're normal.
but I don't put mayo on my grilled cheese.
Oh
yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're not as crazy as we thought.
Exactly.
You might as well.
You're still a little sane, so that's good. We'll take that. All right, moving on to Facebook. Matthew Sertup. So you are using the Solo movie graphic as your question background. Darn tootin' I am. Which one of you is Han Solo, Chewie, Lando, and the comic relief robot?
Oh, well, that's pretty easy.
Obviously, I'm Lando.
Right. Clearly, I'm Chewie.
Yeah, I mean, Chris has got to be Han.
Yeah, we know Gabe is funny. He's got to be the comic relief robot.
I think me or you could go back and forth with Lando or the robot.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't really know much about Lando, funny enough.
I don't know much about him either. Got a mustache. It was pretty nice.
Yeah.
We had this conversation
Colt 45.
Yeah, he did.
Sure did.
You mean he liked Colt 45?
That's right. Malt liquor.
Like 7 spaces in there.
We had this conversation before the podcast on our little group chat, but this next trailer really got me hyped for this movie. And I think that's probably why I put that movie graphic on, because I've heard all the stories. They changed the directors and all this other stuff. And I was like, this is going to be horrible. But this trailer looks really polished. It looks really good. And it looks funny. And freaking Donald Glover, man.
I know. He's going to save it for me.
I think he will. I think he's going to save it. But I also like this guy that plays Han. I mean, there was... No, you don't like him?
I have the opposite. How you guys just felt about Lucas Ham Swisher is exact opposite of how I felt about that guy. Like you have this build up, you hear 2 voices before you even get to his. And then when he talks, it feels so underwhelming to me that I was like, he's like, I race cars. I steal things. I'm like, oh,
he's not a minion, dude.
I was like, I need you to sound really manly right now. And you do not. And I understand he's young Han. I get that. Right. But I'm also, my voice changed when I was 13. So like,
you're not,
I didn't go through
this
that
movie then.
I'm really not. I feel like he's going to be a bad actor. Like the way he delivers his lines, I do not like.
Yeah, I said in our little group thing, I don't necessarily know that I feel he's going to be a bad actor, but I don't feel like I'm going to be sold that he's Han Solo. I just don't get.
Okay,
and I understand that's a hard thing to do because he's a young Han Solo that we've had as what's his name? The guy who played him, I can't know. Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford.
Oh,
Yeah, we've had Harrison Ford
sure.
playing him for every single movie that there's been a Han Solo. It's going to be hard to play a young version of it, and it's not Harrison Ford. But
Well, and you have to remember, like, how young is he supposed to be? He was young in the first Star Wars.
Right.
Yeah, he
exactly.
was.
Yeah.
He was.
I assumed he would be much younger when they did the Han movie.
Me too. I
than
was
this
like,
guy
is he 16 or is this like the week before A New Hope?
He's actually on his way to the cantina.
That's right.
It's like, is he getting his permit?
Han Solo. I
Oh
think
my
in
gosh.
the look of it, like it looks polished, and granted, it's
Of
trailer.
course, it's
it
gonna-
looks great, but I mean,
Ron Howard,
I
man.
don't. I'm kind of with Gabe. I could see myself not even seeing it in the theater, possibly.
I mean, I'll see it in the
I'm gonna
theater
go see it.
because
I'm gonna
that's
go
what
see it.
Jesus wants me to do. But at the same time, it just feels like I'm going to be there begrudgingly.
Yeah, I'll see it in the theater because of Movie Pass, and that's about it.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly.
There you
Which I've
go.
been paying for since January and have used 0 times.
Dude, come on.
Trust me. Listen, there's nobody more disappointed than me.
3 children.
Me?
So,
3 children.
So I'm thinking about switching over to Audible for a little bit, like just to
Oh,
get my
right.
money's worth.
Nice. There you go.
There you go.
and then switching it back
Nice.
on. I don't know. I trust me. I want to go to the movies. Trust me.
Mm.
Audible's a good option.
Oh,
All
thank
right.
you.
Well, there you go.
That's how I feel about Han Solo.
That's right.
Well, I want it to be good, and I feel like I'll like Chewie more than I'll like Han. Is what I feel like
Ooh.
from watching the trailer.
I think I'll like Chewie and Lando,
Mhm.
definitely. And I do love Amelia Clark. I'm curious about her character.
yeah, I'm honestly more
we'll see.
interested in the other characters besides Han. Like, what is their story
Yeah.
going to be?
Yeah,
Well, maybe they'll save it. Who knows? I don't know. But I mean, it's
it's
I'm
gonna look
see
good,
this.
but
It's gonna look great. It's Ron Howard, man. He can't,
well, it's only
it can't
Ron
look
Howard for like the
terrible.
last month.
Well, it's
I know,
true,
right?
but he's got the important part. He's got the editing part.
Ron
of it,
Howard,
so.
you had to use Flex Seal. He's like, it even holds water.
Warder. Oh, so good, so good.
Poor Ron Howard.
All right, Brendan Myers. As I am celebrating my birthday today,
Hey,
happy birthday!
happy birthday.
Hey.
I like to look up which famous people share my birthday.
Yeah.
I have Daisy Ridley, David Harbour, Steven Seagal, and John Madden.
Oh,
Which
nice.
celebrity?
Sorry. I'm just kidding.
Exactly. Which celebrity do you share the same birthday with?
I have no idea. I have to look it up.
Yeah, no idea.
Martin
I've never-
Scorsese.
Really?
You're Martin's.
Yeah.
Really?
Lorne Michaels,
Oh my! Get out!
Danny DeVito, and Gordon Lightfoot.
Wow.
Nice. I only know some of
Well
those people.
done.
Yeah, I was really happy when I was a kid. I used to always be so happy that it was Danny DeVito.
Oh,
I know Big Boy from Outkast because in one of his rhymes he says February 1st, 1975, my birthday, and so that's that's how
that
I
would
knew
lay it
that.
out.
That's how I knew that Big Boy and I shared the exact same birthday, the exact same year.
There you go. Chris?
No idea.
Oh, sweet.
I know,
I
right?
figured you guys were frantically Googling while I was talking.
All right, let's all Google it, shall we? All right, I'll go to another question. Everybody else Google it. I'll stick with Big Boy for now because I'm in good company there.
Finn Wolfhard, the actor from the boy
nice.
from
Stranger
Things. Corey Haim and Eddie Vedder.
Hmm.
Oh, wow. Corey Haim, that's awesome.
There you have it.
Sorry about that.
Yep. Alive,
Yeah.
dead, alive.
Let me see
So
what mine's
we're
going to
doing
be.
okay so
Moses.
Oh my gosh.
February. Okay, here we go. Harry Styles.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, Ronda Rousey. I'll take that.
Hey, Rowdy Ronda
Um,
Rousey.
Yeah, Rowdy Ronda.
Is that her WWE name?
Yeah. It is.
Who knows?
Wow.
And she uses the same logo as somebody. I just can't place it in my head, but you would recognize it.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, sweet. Rick James.
Yeah.
Oh,
Rick
nice.
James.
He don't
I'll
care
take
about your
Michael
couch.
C. Hall. That's right. That's amazing. Okay, I'll take it. Clark Gable. All right.
Ooh.
There you
Oh,
go.
Pauly Shore. Yeesh.
You should have
Sweet.
stopped at Clark Gable.
Yeah, I'll
yeah.
I'll stop at Clark Gable. All right, I'm done. I'm done. All right, Corey Ray Swope. What has been your worst date memory with the wife?
Ooh, worst date memory?
Worst
Oh,
date.
man.
We had a pretty bad date. It's not a bad date, but like we're just so tired most of the time. And so we went out for dinner and a movie and didn't make it to the movie. We were like, let's just go home. We were so exhausted, and we were just, and we knew we were forcing it all day. We were like, I mean, so tonight, right? Like, we'll go out for dinner. Go? Yeah, where do you want to eat? Wendy's.
Wendy's.
So that was a couple months back. So that was a bad one, just because it's like I think we were gone like an hour and 45 minutes. Like,
oh my god,
that's amazing.
Yeah, that's
so funny.
Chris, you have a bad date?
I can't think of one. In the early days, geez, I can't. That's when we did most of our dating. I mean, once we got married, we didn't really go any places other than vacations and stuff. It's not like we were doing an active, like every week we're doing a date night necessarily, where we would call it that. And I can't think of one where it went badly. There were a couple of Stacy's birthdays where I dropped the ball and I was like, "Oh, I'm not good at this. I need to get way better." but that's not necessarily a date, if you will.
Oh, that's funny. I think I told you guys the story of when I proposed to Lauren, because I was on the road with All Star United and Third Day and Switchfoot at the time, and we were up in the Boston area, and I asked the promoter. I'm like, look, I'm going to propose to my girlfriend. She was up with us. And, I need to know like a really good restaurant I could go to. And so he gave me the name of this place. So I called the place, made reservations, got a cab ready to go. So as soon as All-Star was done, she and I would go. And it was like this like little place where like all of the waiters and waitresses it was in an old train station, and they all had engineer outfits on, like the overalls and the hat and everything. I'm like, are we going to Chuck E. Cheese? What is going on here? Like, it was just really weird. And so I was like, all right, well, we just have to go along with it. And I was just like, okay, this is weird. But I ended up proposing that day, and it turned out fine. But it was just one of those things where you expected like this really nice restaurant, and it was just kind of like, well, whatever.
Oh, you know what? I went to one of those dinner theaters on a date once, and it was awful.
Yeah. Ooh, was it?
Really?
Yeah.
Ed, do you have a
I can imagine.
bad date?
Not really. They've all been pretty good. I mean, but we haven't.
Where something didn't work out the way you thought?
Not really. No, we usually just go and grab something to eat, and that usually works out.
That's hard to get
eating
wrong.
Eating helps. Yes. Yeah.
All right.
That's so funny.
Nice.
All right, Brian Niebel, please answer this one, okay? If you could spend a day with one of your absolute favorite video game characters in their made-up world, who would it be, and what mission level boss fight would you be joining them in? For me, I'd probably choose Link from Legend of Zelda, having the most epic of boss fights against Ganon.
Number one, I'm not fighting nobody.
Right?
Okay.
But probably Commander Shepard.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Because I really did love the
yeah, man.
That universe. Chris?
I'm hanging out with Snake, and we're going to take down Psycho Mantis.
Hey. I like that. Tim?
Man, I think I'll hang out and boss battle Pagan Min, or have dumplings with him. I don't know, either one. Far Cry 4, baby. That one.
Have dumplings with him.
That's right.
That's funny.
He says it in that intro. Try the dumplings as he walks away. It was great.
Nice. Good question.
Yeah, it was great. Kenneth Colley, you have been prohibited by your absent lord from joining your friends in a close-pitched battle. Do you A, refrain so you may honestly claim obedience, or B, show valor and aid your comrades knowing you may deny it later? Bonus question, name the game series this is from.
My head hurts.
I don't know what you said. A bunch of things I don't know.
No.
So I'm going to choose A, B, 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 A.
We have failed. Yes, we have failed. Yeah, I have no idea what game series this is from.
Say that one more time.
You have been prohibited by your absent lord from joining your friends in a close-pitched battle. Do you A, refrain so you may honestly claim obedience, or B, show valor and aid your comment?
Is that a hint?
I don't know. Show valor with a capital V and aid your comrades, knowing you may deny it later. Is that like a Dragon Age thing?
No, wasn't there a game called
Valor?
Valor
Or something?
Valor?
Not just Valor, but Was it just Valor? I don't remember.
Valkyrie.
I feel like there's a game called just Valor, but I'm sure there's something else was like blah 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 Valor.
Yeah.
Wait, if you were told to not do something and you go do it anyhow, how is that showing valor?
That's what I'm wondering.
Maybe
and
it
I don't
was more
understand
of like,
why
no, I order you not to do this because it's no good for you.
You showing valor with your comrades.
Men of Valor?
Because
That was a
you're-
game.
You're helping. Oh, there you go. Maybe.
Arena Valor?
All right, Ken, if you got to hook us up next week and let us know.
Yeah, I have
or
no
Yeah,
idea.
so we can
hit us up
answer the
later and let
question
us
better.
know. Let us know what it is.
We understand nothing about that.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a Facebook question, so please hit us up because I have no clue. All right. Twitter, Josh Stapleton, MTTG Street Team. How diverse are you in meal planning? Do you have certain meals you eat a lot, or do you try lots of new things? My wife is good about trying new things, but when I meal plan, you can almost guarantee we'll have omelets once in the week among some other staples.
Amongst some other Stapletons.
Stapletons. I should have said Stapletons. Hey, there you go.
We're pretty normal. Like, we're gonna have pizza and Mexican almost every week at some point.
Yep.
Yeah, we're not too adventurous. Every now and then, when we like, Jenny hadn't been to the grocery store in a while or something, she'll be like, just throw something together. But it's not like we planned on doing something special. But
And do you try any new things?
I'm not a try new things guy. I'll definitely go to a restaurant and get the same thing every time because I know I like
there
it.
you go.
Because I'm cheap. I don't like paying for stuff I don't like.
There you go.
Chris?
We don't do, I guess, like a traditional meal planning thing, but we are subscribed to Blue Apron, and so we'll get the meals that'll show up, and Stacy goes in and picks them out based on what they are, and so we'll have those. We get, I think it's 2 meals, but we get the one for a larger group, so that way we cook it, and then we eat it, and then we have half of it left over so we can have the rest of the day or the next week or the next couple nights or something like that.
There you go.
So that's probably the closest to meal planning we get that I can think of. Yeah.
Edward?
Yeah, kind of the same thing with Chris. We do HelloFresh, and it's 4 meals, and
That's awesome.
if we stretch out, it's just because it's stuff they send us that we've never had before and get to try it, and yeah.
By a strange turn of events, you never see this happening. This episode is brought to you by HelloFresh and Blue Apron.
And
Look at that.
Blue
Yeah.
Apron. I know. Man, I miss that.
Hello, Apron.
We had both.
Hello, Apron.
Hello,
Blue Fresh.
Apron. We had both before, and just since we've been in the new house, like I ended up having to cancel. We tried Hello Fresh here in the new house, and we never made the meals, and it got all rotten and whatever. Just because now with Piper's all extracurricular activities, we're never home to just sit down and actually make it in a timely fashion. I mean, I know it doesn't take long, but we were just like, we don't want this to go to waste, so we had to cancel it. I'm kind of bummed by it because I enjoyed it. It was a lot.
My
of fun.
mom started
And
doing one. I don't know what the name of it is, but it's a similar vein as like HelloFresh and those, except the meals come, they're already prepared, kind of like a Snap Kitchen type thing. And then you just you microwave it or oven cook it, however long it is, whatever it's calling for. But it's already all prepped. But it's the same thing in that like the meals are very diverse and it's the healthier versions. Like it's not just all this crazy stuff thrown in there. Supposedly, yeah. No, I don't remember the name of it, but it's not that one. And I don't know if Snap Kitchen is
Hungry Man.
I don't know if Snap Kitchen is a nationwide thing. That's something they have around here, which you can get that delivered as well.
Yeah,
Right.
But it's not that one either. Can't think of the name of it.
Mm-hmm.
Domino's.
There it is. Domino's, Pizza Hut. All right, final question. Mike BC at Mike BC 1985. Do you ever cheat at the express lane? I always feel bad if I get in line with 21 or 22 items when it says max 20. But at the same time, I don't want to stand behind someone with their whole month's trip just so I can make dinner tonight. Hashtag justifying things.
I don't know. I try not to. I was forced to though once because I shop for the bus before we're leaving, like for all the groceries that we use when we're on the road. And the only aisle they had open was the check yourself out or the 20 items or less line. And so the check yourself out thing though only has like 2 bags. I've got like a whole cart full of stuff. And so I had to go on the 20 items or less line. And the guy behind me was like, I thought this was the 20 items or less. I was like, listen, it's midnight and my cart is overflowing of stuff. This was my only option. So I had to majorly cheat on that one.
Yeah, you did. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I've done it before, but I'm like, I've actually been like, hey, I got like 25. And they're like, come on, it's all right. Don't worry about it.
There you go.
Like they usually don't care.
Edward?
Nah, man.
Are you a by the books kind of a
I'm
guy?
a by the books kind of guy.
I like it.
And
I love it.
while I'm in my proper lane, I count the items other people have, and then
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Not
and then
only
inside,
Yeah.
I steam about it.
You should rat them out, man. It'd be
Like, that guy
hilarious.
can't count to 10. Look at that. Got 18 items on that thing.
That's funny. Chris?
I'm the same.
That's
I'm the same
great.
way. I will not do it. I have been told before, like, oh yeah, just go over there. Even though, and I've said, well, I have more than the items. They say, oh, I'll just do it anyways, and then I'll go ahead and go over there. But I am not. I will count my stuff as I'm walking up, and if it's one over, I will not go in there.
I'm
And the thing is,
sad.
if I go
Funny.
in a normal line and I have a big cart, let's say, with a bunch of stuff, and somebody gets behind me, and I can tell they're like me, like, oh, they've got almost nothing, but they probably just have one or two more. I'll tell them to go ahead of me. That's the way
of
it
course,
should be.
yeah.
They should be
Yeah,
like,
of
hey, you
course.
should go over here. But no,
Yeah.
I can't. I won't do it.
If my hand wasn't forced the however long ago that was, I wouldn't do it either.
Of course.
I'm a 20 items
There's-
guy.
There is grocery store etiquette,
Exactly.
And that's perfect. Well done.
Mm-hmm.
That is it for the questions. Thank you, one and all. That was fantastic.
There you go. We have a quick fire for the question of the week this week.
Ooh.
So we'll
Ooh,
try to
nice.
do it as quick as possible.
Okay.
So here goes. Super competitive or not? Ed,
Not.
Chris,
Competitive.
Tim?
Yeah, I'm kind of competitive.
Okay, when it comes to gaming, morning, daytime, or nighttime? Ed,
Nighttime.
Chris?
Nighttime.
Morning.
I'm nighttime, and I'm super competitive. Prefer solo or with friends? Ed,
Mm.
it's hard.
I guess solo, because that's most of what I play.
Chris?
Man, I'm kind of like 50-50 on this. I'm going to say solo just because
Yeah.
you have more options. Like when it's just you can game anytime. With friends,
Yep.
you're kind of hamstrung a little bit.
Tim?
When everybody's available.
Like the movie you're all hating on, Solo.
I'm going with friends.
Hey, all right, there you go.
Are you a trophy / achievement hunter? Ed,
No.
Chris,
Kind of, yeah.
Tim.
Sort of, yes.
I'm a no as well. Do you mobile game? Ed,
Yes.
Chris,
No.
Tim.
2 words, Clash freaking Royale. Well, that's 3,
That's 3, yeah.
but whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm a yes as well. All right, here we go. Last one. Reboot, remaster, or remake? Which do you prefer? Ed.
Ooh.
So just for clarification, reboot would be like Tomb Raider. Remaster would be like when they just make it look
Last of
prettier.
Us.
And then, yeah, Last of Us. Remake would be where they tear it down and build the whole thing over again, like they're doing with Final Fantasy VII. Reboot, remaster, or remake, Edward?
I'm going to say I'll do reboot because I really like Tomb Raider.
Chris?
I think in most instances, I'm going to go reboot.
Tim?
Yep, me too. Reboot.
Oh, man. When I was thinking of these questions, I went round and round with myself about this. I was like, shoot, I don't know. Because I get scared of the remakes because obviously there's going to be something lost there. Reboots aren't guaranteed to be good, even though they have been good.
Mhm.
Agreed.
Remaster is all about nostalgia.
Right.
I think I'm going to go remaster because you know what you're getting and it's just prettier.
There you go.
There you go.
Let us know. I will put those questions up, obviously. Quick fire. Thank you guys so much for listening to 91 in the books. Woo! 9 weeks away, baby. Episode 300. It's coming. Almost 2 months. I can't believe it.
That's insane.
Thank you
That's
guys
crazy.
for listening. I'm Gabe Patillo. That is Tim Router. That is Ed Placencia. That is Chris McCracken. And we are married to the games and we are up out this thing. Peace!